Defector is an action-packed spy game by developers Twisted Pixel, formerly known for their VR horror game, Wilson's Heart.
Thank you for flying with us today. The captain has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign. Please remain seated, get ready for takeoff, and enjoy the flight.
An operative must first be skilled in the art of deception. Once mastered, this ability can be used to harvest intel and build trust with suspects. An operative must learn to rely on their team. Helping each other may be the only way out of a hostile situation. And remember, there's always another way. Good luck, operative. You're going to need it.
Defector can be played officially on the Oculus Rift, but if you are on the Vive or even the Index, you should be able to use Revive to play through that. I've seen people like Nafi play it that way. So yeah, it's not official, but it works. So now it's time for the gameplay. So, the gameplay is, quite honestly, stunning and really fun to play through in the first half of the game. Now, the end of the game is really when the gunplay gets very repetitive and droning and quite honestly boring. So I've given the gameplay a 6, because in the first 3 levels there is new gameplay, new styles, new things to do. But then in the last 2 levels it kind of just feels like a wave shooter, to be honest. Although the fist fights are very engaging, incredible, and I love the fist fights. It's one of my favourite things about the game. There's not enough of it. And using hand-to-hand combat in most of the situations isn't very useful at all, and you're better off using your gun unless you're in a one-to-one situation that's set up purposely to have you using your fists. So that's why I've given it a 6. Now the graphics. These are the most realistic VR graphics I've seen ever. You really can't beat them. These graphics are so good, especially for a VR game. By far the best faces in VR, and just miles away from the Skyrim VR faces. I won't scar you by showing a picture of them, but if you want to look up the Skyrim VR faces, then I think you'll understand what I mean. These faces actually look like human faces, which is great. But do keep in mind you need a pretty beefy system to run it in the highest quality, as for me on my 1060 8GB RAM, i7 3700K processor, I had to go to the worst graphics and scale the resolution down, so it wasn't very optimal, but still a good experience. It doesn't detract very much from the core gameplay. So that's why I've given the graphics a 10. You really can't beat them, to be honest. Hence why you need such a beefy system to run them at a optimal level. Now, value. I'm very surprised at this price point, to be honest. $20 or £16 is quite a steal compared to some other VR games of its length. Although VR games aren't very good with prices and length, like for a normal game, would you pay £16 for 4 hours of gameplay? No. But it's a VR game, so the standards are different, but still, I don't think it should be judged any different than a flat game. So the value, as with a lot of other VR games, although it's good comparatively, is still not great. But I feel like it's very generous, considering the field they're in. So the value for me is I'm gonna say a 6. Now that gives Defector a 22 out of 30, which puts it in the must-buy category. I wouldn't put it in wait for a sale because the game's quite cheap, so I'd say it's a must-buy in my opinion. And although the value isn't great for a 4-hour campaign, 4 out of 5 of the missions have branch points halfway through the mission where it leads you through completely different scenarios, so the gameplay added that is about 5 to 6 hours compared to the usual 4 hours. So, I hope you found this review informative, and I hope that it helps you to form an opinion on whether you would like to buy this game or not. So, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.